Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joey's Retro Handhelds. I'm Joey, and today we're going to be doing a showcase of 14 Nintendo Switch games running on the Anbernic RG405M. Why 14 games? Well, I tested way more than that, 43 total if we're counting. 14 were the ones that booted and are playing well enough to show. Well, kind of, you'll see. Surprisingly, the ones I'll show today actually play well on this device. As for settings, I'm using the same settings as my setup video for the RG405M. And so this is Skyline Edge version 65 instead of version 62 in that video, which doesn't make a difference. The only other setting changed was setting Executor Flush Threshold to 1024. Link to the Skyline Edge Patreon is in my description. Let's jump into the games. I'll do at least 1 minute of unedited gameplay for each so you can see the good and the bad. Okay, let's make a promise right now. No making fun of any deaths or mistakes in this video, and not just in Baba Is You. I made it to stage 7 easily, and of course the one I film is the one I can't figure out right away. Game runs great, obviously. Hey, a Zelda clone, since none of the Zeldas work on Skyline. Blossom Tales The Sleeping King, which seems like a charming game and not at all confusing about where to go, runs well. I should have paid attention to what people were saying, because I have no idea where to go. The game with the best soundtrack on this list, Cadence of Hyrule, runs good, with small dips occasionally. I can't do the rhythm stuff, I just don't want to, but the game seems pretty fun. Captain Toad Treasure Tracker gives you so much hope that it will run well during the opening, and then you get into gameplay and it's sub 20 FPS. It's basically a slideshow. Maybe one day soon. The best running game on here that hasn't crashed on me, Celeste, is a fantastic game and runs perfect on this device. Highly recommend this game if you haven't played it before. Cosmic Star Heroine is a game that I've never played before, but looks awesome, minus the small text. I can't imagine this would be hard to run, especially turn-based, and seems I was right. In what is a very confusing issue, Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters 1 to 3 do not run yet. I have a feeling it has to do with the prod keys, but for whatever reason I couldn't get them to run. I'm convinced they can, so assume they can. 5 and 6 have run before, but while filming both kept crashing. 4 is the only one that actually ran, so that's what you're getting. This text is extremely tiny though. Iconoclasts is another game that seems to run well and has a pretty cheerful tune. Is this technically a Zelda clone too? Kamiko seems to run well, although I had no idea where to go, as you'll see in the video. Seems like a fun little indie. Like Captain Toad, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu gives you false hope that it will run decently well. But that hope dies when it crashes immediately. But hey, it boots, and that's already better than most of the Switch 3D catalog. Yeah, I clickbaited you with this game in the thumbnail, deal with it. Remember that promise we made about not making fun of me during gameplay? Well, here's Rogue Legacy. It doesn't run very well, mostly 40s range for FPS, and that is the main reason I kept dying. 100%. Oh, and it crashes too. Shovel Knight Treasure Trove is a game that runs super well, like Celeste. Highly recommend it if you haven't played before, and this is a good way to play it. The Messenger had some spots where it ran similar to Rogue Legacy, but for the most part, it runs at pretty much full speed. This soundtrack pumps as well. It's a super fun game. Last on the list, Wizard of Legend is one of the worst performers on here, with frequent dips in frame rate and just overall not that great of an experience. Obviously, a lot of games are missing. Weirdly enough, some used to run great. Wargroove is an example that would run on an older version of Skyline, but has since regressed. That should give you an idea of what to expect with Switch emulation, if the Final Fantasy and Pokemon thing didn't already tell you. It's very much still progressing as an emulator, and just not completely there yet, but the games that play pretty well. And that's it for my 14 game showcase. I'll include a link to the community compatibility spreadsheet in the description so you can see how other games are performing that I didn't show here. I'll also be doing another one of these for Nintendo Wii next, and then Sony PlayStation 2 afterwards, since it's a bit less fun. And that's it for this one. Hope you liked the video, and hope you all have a good one.